What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports back again with another one. Coco Gauff does it again. Teenage sensation wins and defeats Timea Babos in the second round of the U.S. Open. 6-2, 4-6, 6-4. A great match and a great play by both ladies. In the first set, Coco Gauff won that very comfortably 6-2, as she did a good job of getting her serve on, getting her first service on, and putting Timea Babos on the defense. Timea Babos missed a lot of shots, came out very erratic, and Gauff was able to capitalize on that and win the first set comfortably 6-2. And it seemed like the second set was going to go just like the first set, as Coco Gauff quickly held her serve and went up 1-0 and had a double break point on Timea's service game to go up 2-0. But wasn't able to capitalize, had her at 15-40. Babos was able to hold her serve at 15-40 and tie it up at 1-1, and that seemed to give her a lot of confidence as she eventually broke Coco Gauff in the second set, ended up winning the second set 6-4, and then we got down to the epic, thrilling third set, and both players put it on the line, and both players had some outstanding points that they won. The difference in the matchup in the third set was Coco Gauff's forehand. Her forehand, she had a lot of winners, but she had a lot of unforced errors too in that second set. But she was able to find that forehand winners just enough to win the matchup. That and her movement, she was able to get to a lot of balls. She's very athletic, very quick. Babos tried a lot of drop shots that probably would have worked on 95% of the women players in tennis, but it didn't work on Coco Gauff. She seems like she's got a lot of speed. That first step is very quick, and she's able to get the balls that other women tennis players are not able to get to. So that was the difference. Her movement and her forehand was able, and her just overall consistency of her game. She was just a little bit more consistent than Babos. Babos was up and down. Like I said, the first set was very erratic. The second set, she played brilliant. The third set, she played good too, but it was just, she couldn't overcome, like I said, Coco Gauff movement, able to get those winners. And I think they ultimately discouraged Babos. She got Babos to hit a lot of extra shots that normally would be winners against other players, wasn't winners against Gauff. And I think that eventually kind of wore her down as they showed her in between points. She was doing a lot of heavy breathing in the middle of that third set. And you kind of wondered, I said, I think Coco got her. She's worn down. She's gonna start hitting some unforced errors. She seems like she's wearing down. The type of play, the long rallies finally got to her. And that's exactly what happened at the end of that match, as Coco Gauff was able to prevail 6-4 in an epic matchup. Now we got Coco Gauff versus Osaka. Osaka, the number one ranked women's player in the game, the number one seeded women's player going into the U.S. Open. That's going to be an epic matchup. Two young rising stars. As we know, Osaka won the U.S. Open last year. She's trying to defend her title. I think Coco's got to be a little bit more consistent. The way she played in that first set tonight, she's going to have to carry that all through the tournament. All through the matchup with Osaka. She can't be up and down like that, because Osaka will see some upon that. And once Osaka gets the momentum, it's going to be hard to get the momentum back from her. As she's had her troubles in the first two rounds too, as she's lost some sets, but when she's able to gain her momentum, she's able to take control of the match and pretty much finish out on top in advance, as she's done the first two rounds of the U.S. Open. So it's going to be very, very, very interesting. These two women playing Saturday. They haven't set the time yet. It'll probably be Saturday night, I guess, or maybe it might be on Saturday afternoon. But definitely be a matchup that everybody be waiting to see and that everybody anticipate. It should be very, very, very good. Now, one thing Coco Gauff's going to have to be more consistent when she plays Osaka is she's going to have to, her first serve percentage went down as the match as the game unfolded. In the first set, she was getting a high percentage of her first serves over, and that's why she won that first set 6-2. But from that point on, the second and third set, her first serve percentages was way down. She was able to win this match because at the end of the third set, she kind of found her first serve, and she was able to dictate the points off her first serve, and she was able to pull through, like I said, with her movement and defense. Her defense was the defense, her forehand, and her finding her first serve was the difference in this matchup with Timea. but I think she's going to be more consistent, especially with her first serve. She can't get caught up in a lot of second serves against Osaka, because Osaka would jump on those second serves and hit a lot of winners and put her on defense. So it's going to be very, very interesting, though. I think this matchup could go. You probably have to favor Osaka just based on experience, being there, number one player, number one player. A little bit more experienced than Coco Gauff, but don't be surprised if Coco Gauff pulls this off. It's going to be a great matchup. It seems like it's got a 3-set written all over it with these two ladies matching up. It might be an up and down matchup, but I just think if Coco does find a way to get that first set, she's going to have to stay a little bit more consistent than she did tonight, because Osaka, Timea played good, because Timea played better than Coco Gauff first round opponent. But I just soccer is like going from AA baseball to the major leagues. It's a big step up. She's gonna step up playing Osaka Saturday, so she's gonna have to get more consistent. And I think it'll be motivation for her playing a player that's that she's probably gonna be battling with for years to come. They're not that far in age. I think, like I said, Coco Gauff was 15. I guess Osaka is somewhere around 20, somewhere in that age. So they're 4 or 5 years apart. They're both young, rising stars. That's the point I'm trying to make. And it should be a interesting matchup when they meet up. We'll see how it plays out. But again, Coco Gauff is won again in the third round of the U.S. Open. Just coming off her last, major that she played in. That was her first major. She was able to make it to the fourth round before coming to Simona Halep. Now she's and Simona Halep was a high seed at Wimbledon, and a lady that won 2 major championships, and she used her experience to beat Coco Gauff. And I think Osaka will try to do the same thing Saturday. So Osaka has got a sleeve on her knee, so her knee is not 100%, but she seems to be able to. She seems the last 2 matches, in particular this last match, the second round, she seemed to be moving more better, and she seemed less concerned about the knee that she did starting that tournament out, where she was just kind of, you could tell she was kind of favoring, and she didn't have a lot of confidence in it, and that kind of contributed to her slow start in her first round matchup that she ultimately won. So we'll see how it plays out Saturday. Coco Gauff versus Naomi Osaka in the third round of the U.S. Open. This is JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. I holla.